Hi, my name is Angela Harders. I'm the founder of PAX Ministries, and I'm going to show you today how to make your own student and teacher ID for your homeschool. First of all, thank you so much for purchasing the student and or teacher ID template. When you open up your document, it's going to look like this. And then you simply click here where it says Use Template. Once you click that, it's going to open up to the template where you're able to actually come in and edit this. So the first thing that you're going to want to do is to replace this here with a picture. Now what you're going to do here is you're going to find a picture of your child that you want on your computer, and you just have to drag and drop it over here. And while we're waiting for that to load, it'll take a second, and then you simply click on the picture, and then you're going to drag and drop the picture on top of the background that you saw there. And as you can see, she's not really centered in this picture, so I'm going to double click on her picture, and then you can move it around. So I want her face to be centered. So I'm going to drag the corner here. And what I like to do is to try to keep, I don't know if you can see here, so you can see the grid. I like to have her eyes and her nose and her mouth all within that center portion of the grid. All right. She's also a little bit kind of sideways, so I'm going to use this button here, these two arrows, to be able to rotate her picture so that her face looks more straight. All right. Now the next thing that I want to do with her picture is I'm going to click on it. And then I'm going to click where it says Edit Image, and then click here where it says Background Remover. Now, I took my daughter's picture on a solid background, so I could leave it as it is, but especially if you took a picture, let's say like outside or something like that, you would want to remove that background so that you have a clean and clear, crisp background for your ID. It takes it a little bit to take it away. All right, so I set the background color to be gray. If you want, you can change that as well. Okay, and then you just, in order to change here, I'm going to add in my child's name. So you just double click, and you can go ahead and type in her name. Her name is Sophia, and then our last name is Harders. All right. So that's her first name, her last name, and then here, same thing. I can double click on this to be able to change this so it's whatever grade my child is in. If you want, you can even take out the grade. So I know a lot of times people that homeschool choose not to use grades, and you can just have it say student instead. That is totally fine. All right. This here is the back of the ID. So when it prints, you're going to have both the front and the back. And I'll show you guys how to print that as well. All right, so that's it. That's how you make the student ID. If you want to change any of the fonts, you can do that too. So for example, let's say I don't like this font. I want to change it to something else. You just click here where it says the font title, and then you can pick any of these other fonts. So let me try this one. So there, you just click on it, and then it also gives you the same options as you would in any other word processing. Some of the fonts will let you do bold and italics. You can change the colors here if you want. You can change the size. You can also change the size by dragging this here so it looks bigger or smaller. So you've got lots of different options here within Canva to be able to customize this student ID to look exactly how you want it. If you want to change any of the colors of the blocks here, you can click here and then click on the color button, and you can change it to any color that might match your school's brand or your homeschooling brand. This is our PAX Ministries logo. So since you purchased your student IDs through us, you are more than welcome to use our official logo as members of PAX Academy. But you can also replace that with your own as well. You don't have to print both the front and the back, but a lot of times I think people just think that having the barcode looks more official. So I printed ours with both the front and the back, but most of the time you can just print the front and that will be fine. So I'm going to go ahead and change this back to the font that it was before. And now we're ready to download and print. So in order to download this, you're going to click at the top right here where it says Share. And then we're going to click where it says Download. I want to download this as a PNG. So a PNG is like a picture. And I'm going to download both the front and the back. And I just click download. All right. Once it downloads, I'm going to go to my downloads. You can see I've got lots of things here. Double click on the zip file. And that's going to open up a folder with both of the IDs, the front and the back in here. All right, so when I'm ready to print, I recommend printing on cardstock paper. That's the thicker kind of paper, and that's going to allow your student ID to be a lot more durable and to feel more like an actual ID. So I'm going to open up the ID, and then I simply hit Control P, or in this case, I'm on a Mac, so I hit Command P to print it. And you can see it prints right in the center of the page. Yours might print a little bit different, so you might have to play around with it, but on a Mac, this is how it works. So it's going to print like this. I'll go ahead and print the front. And then once that page goes through, then I'm going to flip that page over. And because it's right in the middle of the page, I can just do the same thing with the back. So I'll open up the back, hit Command P, and then I'll print the back. So it will print front and back. You might have to kind of play around with your printer and make sure that it's both, facing the right way. But that's how you do it. You just print it on the front and the back, and then you can cut it out from the center of the card. One of the other things that I recommend doing is laminating your card. So if you have a laminator, which most of us homeschooling moms have, I definitely recommend laminating your card. It helps it to stay waterproof and makes it last. And it also gives that extra thickness so it does feel like an actual card. All right. The other thing that you can do is to go on Amazon or any other place where you can buy these things, and you can look up laminated badge holders. A lot of times people will use these with the horizontal one. These are, again, extra thick. You just put it in here, and then you could stick it on a lanyard, and then you don't actually have to pay for laminating. You could say this is a 6-pack, so they're like $1 each if you get them this way. You can buy them in bulk also. They're super, super, super cheap. So yeah, you can get like one of these other plastic laminators if you want, so that you can store it in there and it will last even longer. All right. I hope that this tutorial was helpful, and let me know if you have any other questions via email. I am more than happy to help. Have a wonderful day and happy homeschooling.